destroyed.
A cheer went up in the crowd as Kurgan dispatched his final enemy of the match, sealing his third consecutive victory in the Solaris Games. He always enjoyed playing in the Steiner Coliseum, as it was one of the only venues that the punters could actually watch the games live. He couldn't help but smile as he took his mech around the arena on his customary victory lap. Not bad for a boy from the periphery worlds, who only a few short years earlier had been digging in the dirt, barely making a living. Upon entering the mech bay and powering down, Kurgan extended the rope ladder from the side of his cockpit and climbed down to inspect the damage wrought by his opponents. Clearly, he'd taken more damage than his sensors indicated. Most of the armor from his left leg and left torso had been stripped, and one of his medium lasers had clearly been destroyed. Still, he'd managed with guile and grit and some modicum of skill to survive the initial encounters to win the match, and with his recent successes, there wasn't really much problem in finding sponsors and money to repair. In fact, several high-profile sponsors on Solaris have been asking him to move up a division. They've even been trying to buy his Locust. But that wasn't going to happen. This little mech in him had been through a lot. It had gotten him this far, and he wasn't about to abandon it yet. In fact, this little mech in him were going all the way to the championship. Produced by Bergen Industries from 8 different factories for both the Star League and the successor states, since the year 2499, the Locust has seen very little interruption in production throughout its history, even continuing production during the chaos of the Omeris not-so-civil war and through the collapse of the Star League itself. This makes the 20-ton Locust by far the most common mech in the Inner Sphere. In fact, the Locust is perhaps one of the few mechs that can boast an increase in manufacturing sites both in the periphery and the Inner Sphere, including manufacturers such as Defiance Industries, Aknar Battletech, Korean Enterprise, and Free World's Defense Industries. With such a large manufacturing base, the cost of the production of the Locust has remained low, with the standard variant costing around 1.5 million C-bills. This has also led to a large supply of spare parts. In fact, this mech is so common that it is hardly surprising that there are over 20 variants, with even the clans refitting captured Inner Sphere mechs during Operation Revival, which is also known as the clan invasion of the Inner Sphere between the years 3049 and 3052, with the invasion only stopped by a jumped-up telecommunications company led by a man the clans had written off as an armchair general. And you just know I had to channel my inner text when writing that sentence. Pay your bills, fucko. So let's start with the first, the original, the OG Locust, the LCT-1V. At a top speed, the Locust 1V can race across the battlefield at 129.6 kilometers per hour. This speed is required as the Locust only has 4 tons of Star Slab armor. The 1V is also armed with 1 medium laser and 2 spray Browning machine guns fed by 1 ton of ammo. It is also equipped with 10 single heat sinks. The Locust 1E, introduced in 2811, was an attempt at the request of the Compellans to create a variant with a bigger punch while reducing the requirement on ammo. This gave the Locust a pure laser-based armament, with 2 medium lasers and 2 small lasers, the small lasers being mounted on turrets, giving the mech a 180-degree fire arc, in other words, pew-pew at targets behind it. The 1M, a Fed Suns variant, and the 1S, a Steiner adaptation, go in the opposite direction by adding missile racks to the mech, with the 1M adding 2 LRM-5s and the 1S adding 2 SRM-2s. However, both variants reduce the amount of armor protection the mech has due to the increased weight of the weapon systems and the requirement of ammo. I'll let you good people in the comments decide whether that's a good change or not. As mentioned previously in the earlier part of this video, even the clans messed about with this mech with the 1VC, although it was intended for use by second line units. The 1VC replaces all the mounted machine guns with 2 ER small lasers and removes the medium laser in the center torso and replaces it with a clan grade medium pulse laser. However, the rest of the mech is relatively untouched. Introduced in 2610, the 1VB, or the Royal Locust, because let's face it, the Royals need a version of this, mounts 2 medium pulse lasers and boasts endo steel chassis, as well as ferrofibrous armor along with double heatsinks. 3049 is when it gets a little bit crazy with the Locust, with the 3D mounting a Longbow 5 launcher and the 3S mounting 2 Streak SRM2s, along with keeping the endo steel chassis and the ferrofibrous armor. Continued improvements on other variants also include introducing Locust. For example, in 3079, the SW2 Locust reached speeds of 150 kph and used an MASC system, giving it the mech to generate a boost of speed, allowing it to reach 180 kph. In addition, the variant known as the C3 Slave incorporated a Guardian ECM suite and an ER medium lasers. The 7V kept the speed of the SW2, however, it has 3.5 tons of heavy ferrofibrous armor and a medium X pulse laser, along with a Magshot Gauss rifle. And finally, the 7V2 replaces all the weapons of the 7V and replaces them with 2 ER small lasers and a light PPC in the center torso. As I previously mentioned, there's so many variants of this mech, I haven't been able to mention them all here, and I've only gone through a select few of the variants that seemed interesting. So if I've missed out your favourite, please feel free to let the community know in the comments below. Also, if there is a mech or vehicle you want me to cover in the next video, also let me know in the comments below. But once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.